Hey guys, alright, this is the Terestian Ilhoof video for Karazhan, and I want you to take a good look at what I'm wearing right there. Yeah, it looks like I got some tier 5, I see some tier 7, and looks like you've even got some tier 1 boots on. Alright, well I'll explain that in a second. What I want to show you first is the pull. I've got my pet parked right behind me. And on the pull, I'm going to send in my pet, misdirect, and pop every DPS cooldown I have, and at the same time click the in-game stopwatch, which I just did there on the left. Okay, you want to nuke the Ilhoof until that clock reaches at least 19 seconds. Okay, hopefully you can get him down to around 80% or so. Okay, this is going to be the only damage that you yourself put on the boss during this fight. Okay. The rest of the damage that's being done to him is going to be done through your pet. And I'll explain that in a second. Basically, Ilhoof sacrifices people. And when he sacrifices people, he puts them in these chains, and you cannot do anything. And the only way for a hunter to get out of those chains would be to have your pet kill it, right? Well, I've tried every single pet possible, and none of them could kill it in time before it killed me. I tried BM spec, a ferocity pet, I had a spirit beast going on at that thing. I make sure I saved a beast of wrath right before I thought it was going to spawn. Still couldn't kill it before it killed me. So the only way to deal with this guy is to outrange being sacrificed. Okay, you just take sacrifice out of the equation. And unfortunately, just being spec'd into Hawkeye, giving you that 6 extra yards, is not going to let you. It's not enough range to outrange his sacrifice and still let you DPS him. So that's why your pet is the only one attacking the boss right now. Because if you get any closer, you're gonna get sacrificed and the fight's over. So it's unfortunately one of those fights where you just gotta let your pet do all the work. But you do have these imps to deal with. So now I want to go into what exactly I'm wearing. I'm wearing 2-piece tier 5 because what that does is make so any damage that I do heals my pet for 15% of what I deal. So all these imps that I'm killing, 15% of their health is going towards my pet. I'm wearing 2-piece tier 7. 2-piece tier 7 increases my pet's damage by 5%. Right, that currently is you can get that just from exchanging emblems. So if you didn't get that when people were running Nax, you can just go buy that with some Triumph emblems. Anyway, and then the last thing I'm wearing, the most important piece, is I'm actually wearing 3 pieces of tier 1. I chose the bracers, the belt, and the boots because that didn't interfere with any other set pieces that are out. So that bonus does a couple things. One, and the most important, is it increases the range of men pet by 50%, and that puts your men pet around 64 yards. Okay, and that is enough to outrange the boss sacrifice. Okay, that's the only way to heal your pet without having to worry about being sacrificed. You can't line of sight sacrifice. The only way is to outrange it, and you're not going to be able to DPS the boss and not have to worry about sacrifice. So that's basically the gear requirement for this boss as of level 80. But okay, I want to talk about my pet. I couldn't find any guides on this guy. He's such a pain in the ass. I really don't know why people would want to solo this guy. Maybe if you wanted the enchant recipe, or you just because you want to say you did it. I don't know, but I would not suggest doing this guy solo. It sucked. But if you're going to do it, just say you can you've killed him solo. You're going to need to respec your pet. I tried a whole bunch of different types of pets and different specs for them, and I had to come back to my turtle because I tried a BM spec cat or a spirit beast to that, and I couldn't keep him alive. He did, like, there would be periods of times where these imps would stop spawning for like a few seconds, and then there was no cooldown I could use on my pet besides cower, and he would die. I couldn't DPS anything to keep him alive. So I needed the turtle shell shield. And then the problem that I came into was, okay, I hit the enrage timer. Ilhoof has a 10-minute enrage timer, where if you don't kill him fast enough, he enrages and yeah, you wipe pretty damn fast. So what I did for this fight was spec my tanking pet into DPS. Okay, now I've got a link in the information here about what spec I use, but basically you just want to take your turtle pet and go down through there and click on all the DPS talents. Okay, and Thunderstomp too, I think, and that's pretty much it. And as you notice here, I actually didn't buff myself or my pet at all. If you did that with like King Scroll or drums and gift drums and Fort Scroll, you'd probably have a lot easier time on this fight. Maybe even be able to do it with a cat spect pet. I don't know. I didn't try. I try to do things minimalistically as possible, meaning if you can do it without this piece of gear, then yeah, let's go ahead and do it. But that being said, the best thing that I found out for this fight was speccing a tank pet that has cooldowns that you can use to your advantage, meaning shell shield, into DPS and working them that way. So anyway, that's the way I did it. I'm not saying it's the way you have to do it, but I am saying that's the way I would recommend you do it unless you want to wipe a whole lot. Alright, let's see here. Anything else for this fight? Let's see. Oh, one thing else I did for this fight was I created a power ores that told me when my pet was not buffed with men pet, and I did that by making my pet my focus instead of having power ores test my focus. Right here, I'm just getting overwhelmed by imps, so you gotta volley them down. It's a good way to heal up your pet too if he's taking a lot of damage. Kil'rek, the little imp down there by the boss, he puts a debuff on people that increases fire damage taken by 500. So, and he will put that on you. And just pray you resist it, and pray you resist most of these little imps attacking you. But if you get low in health, just feign death, they'll go to your pet. What you can see me here doing right here is I'm taking a risk. I'm going in for the kill shot, which is 51 yards range, and then backing out. I was getting real close to the enrage, as you can see by my stopwatch there, and I was just kill shotting and hoping that he didn't sacrifice me. And right here, I think I'm gonna have to feign death because these guys just overwhelmed me. I was running and the boss was almost dead, and I was just focused on getting that last kill shot off, and I think I was pretty lucky in the fact that he didn't sacrifice me. But as soon as he's in kill shot range, you can take the risk of going to about 51 yards and getting that kill shot off and then running out. But yeah, that is the fight. it absolutely sucked learning it. It's got a lot of gear requirements. Again, I would not suggest going and doing this one. It's not fun. But given the strat that I have just showed you, it will be a lot easier for you than it was for me, because I really had nothing going into this. And definitely go in with some drums and buffs you can buff yourself with if you're going to try it solo. There's nothing shameful about using those. Anyway, so yeah, Shade of Ron.